Lesson 7-1, talking about polynomial functions. We've seen polynomials before. The first thing they're going to ask us in 18 and 19 are whether they are polynomials in one variable. That means just one letter of the alphabet. If you look at number 18, we have a squared plus 2ab. Because there is two different variables, that means this is not a polynomial in one variable. So we can write that down. And if that's the case, we are done with number 18. When you look at number 19, then we just have one variable, x. It's 6x to the fourth, 3x squared, 4x, and then the constant. Since there's just one variable, then we can talk about the degree and the leading coefficient of that polynomial. For the degree, then we're trying to figure out how large the polynomial is. So if we look at each term separately, 6x to the fourth, that the largest power for the variable there is a 4. Then the second term, 3x squared, largest power of the variable is 2. 4x is 1. And then the constant 8 doesn't have a degree. When we're figuring out the degree for the whole polynomial, we pick the largest one. It's like asking who's the tallest person in a room. You don't add all of the heights, you just pick the tallest person. So between the 4, 2, and the 1, that means this is degree 4. For the leading coefficient, that is the number in front of the largest power. So 6x to the fourth was the largest power. The number in front of x to the fourth was 6. 6 is our leading coefficient. With these polynomials, we can also evaluate at certain values. In number 23, we want to figure out what p of 4 is and what p of negative 2 will equal. So the first thing we can figure out is p of 4. Wherever there was an x, I'm now going to put in a 4. When you've replaced the variable, then it's a matter of following the order of operations. 4 squared will give us 16. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And then we have plus 8. 16 take away 12 is 4, plus 8 more gives me a value of 12. So we can say that p of 4 is equal to 12. For p of negative 2, we're going to do the same thing. Wherever there was an x, I'm going to plug in a negative 2. And then we follow the order of operations. Be careful with negative 2 squared. That is not negative 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. And then 8 more gives me a total of 18. So p of negative 2 is equal to 18. Last but not least, number 30. Same kind of idea as the other two problems, but instead of just a number, we're plugging in a number and a variable. We're going to figure out what r of 3a is. Wherever there was an x, we're going to plug in a 3a. So that much stays the same. So instead of x cubed, we now have 3a cubed. Instead of x, there's another 3a and then a 1. When we cube 3a, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, and then a cubed. 3a, there's nothing we can do with that, so we write it down, and then a plus 1. 27a cubed and 3a are not like terms, so my final answer, r of 3a, is 27a cubed plus 3a plus 1.